Hello everyone, and welcome to the final 9 of the Dynamic Disc Open. We're here. We made it. We welcome you. It's the 5th stop on the Disc Golf Pro Tour. I'm Erika Stinchcomb.
And I'm Madison Walker. We are your two hot geese.
Watching Emily Beach just par everything. Katrina, some birdies to start, a little trouble at the end. Kristin Tattar and Valerie also finding some trouble. We're all tied up with 9 holes to go. Anything could happen here. Paige Pierce, Ella Hansen in the 3rd and 4th positions. Emily and Valerie kind of dropping down the leaderboard, need to find some birdies out here in the back.
The cool thing about the back is, yeah, you can birdie a lot of the holes, but also they are definitely bogey and double bogeyable very quickly. This hole's a great example of that.
Yeah, par 10, this is a new hole, 330 feet. It really calls for a flex sidearm. We saw Kristin, the only one to really lace this shot yesterday. There's an OB string line that comes into play if you throw the right hand backhand. I bet this probably plays decent for Emily being left-handed. We'll see. There is kind of like a sucker gap on the right that you can try to punch through with a straight backhand.
The old sneaker gap.
The old sneaker gap.
This is one of the shorter holes on the course, but it's still played as the 3rd most difficult hole because it is such a difficult line to hit to get to the green.
Dang, Emily trying to flex a shot out and around, but she gets caught up early.
Only 12% of the field make it to circle 1. That would mean that the other 3 ladies would have to do it on our card. That's how hard it is.
Yeah. This is also early from Kristin, but a really fortunate tree kick. She gets just outside the circle.
Mm-hmm.
She had the line right. It was just a bit early. Katrina is throwing a pro line vortex.
I've never noticed that Katrina does the one eye close little aim face. That
yeah,
is going to need to flip.
It is. It was.
It was going to do a late flip.
There are a lot of gaps over there where Katrina and Emily are.
This was a left to right crosswind as well. She was probably wondering why that was not flipping as much as she thought. It's so tricky here because you can't feel it on the tee pad. You can't really see many flags either. You're just kind of knowing what it's doing compared to the rest of the day.
Man, Valerie was really early. I think she's not that fine. She has to pitch out. I was thinking she was on the edge. And that's still not an easy chip shot.
No.
It's pretty tight green, out of bounds. It's very close.
Very downhill as well. Love this flex shot to get down there, although it needed to slow down. It sure did.
Emily lining up the old sneaker gap. Just kidding. She's going out and around. Catches a tree, drops short. She'll have a very long look to save par. Katrina throwing patent pending. She's got a nice gap.
Yeah, this
and an even nicer floaty backhand.
I think this hole's more about scrambling for most of the field. Like Erika said, without that flex distance sidearm, it's all about how can you get out of the rough and get down to the green.
Yeah, I feel like this hole almost calls for you to lay up, but no one wants to lay up a 330-foot hole.
I did the layup and somehow still ended up in the shul. It happens
cool.
so quickly.
Wow, Kristin kicked inside the circle.
Yes. This is a birdie putt.
That's crazy. That must be the only birdie all weekend. She actually had a much better shot yesterday, but didn't get the birdie.
There was 3 today.
Wow.
Macy Vela Diaz got it. You know that was a big sidearm. Jessica Weiss also got it. I bet you that was another big sidearm.
I bet. Very cool.
They were the only 3 people to make it inside of the circle.
So Kristin getting a stroke back on Katrina. Emily with a bogey. And Valerie also bogeying.
So 3 of the hardest holes in a row, the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th most difficult hole, all back to back. This one, it's because it's really hard to reach. It's uphill and 400 feet. That cart path on the left side's out of bounds, a flag line on the left. A lot of people will just chip up to the green, but maybe we'll see some big distance shots here as well. We had the wind for it. You guys pay attention to the little graphic in the right that showed some of our merch. I don't know if you noticed, but there is a mouse pad available.
Yeah, anyone who buys a mouse pad, please tag us.
Yeah, please take
on
pictures
social
of
media.
it.
Like, I want to see it in real life.
Me too, in use. I want to see the mouse clicking.
Kristin with a huge shot. Yesterday, this hole played so hard because it was just like a ripping left to right wind. No, wait. Yep, that was it. What was the wind today?
Today it was left to right.
Same, but less.
Yes.
Yesterday, it just kind of pushed all of the discs out of bounds on the right, and it was so hard to attack. Everyone today should have a little bit easier time. That looks like just a play for par from Katrina.
Yeah, I'm not trying to do anything crazy. It's very uphill. Very uphill.
Yeah, this is a bonus birdie.
I wonder what Emily's trying to do here. Is this...
That looks like a slower speed disc.
Yeah, so she's probably just chipping. This would be a really tough hole for a lefty. Even with her distance, because she does have a lot of distance on her drives. It's so hard to get it to go uphill, much less on a turnover line.
Yeah, she's just playing for par, which is smart. So risky to go for this. If you throw too far to the left, you could easily never really be in bounds.
Even this pitch up shot is tough in and of itself. You can very easily mess it up. Only 2 people got into circle 1 on the day, on the drive for birdie.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Wow. Anything else?
That's all I got.
Emily pitching up to the bullseye. Boring pars are great here at Country Club. Just like that.
Yeah, they've had this hole in rotation for years, and I just still can't quite understand it. Oh no.
Yeah, Katrina kind of exposed the underside of her disc a little, and it looked like maybe the wind pushed it to the right. She's still inside the circle for a par, but kind of an uncharacteristic upshot.
Yeah, those are her bread and butter normally. That's the 1 in a million mess ups.
Kristin farther up here than I thought. Gives it a really good run, but stays close for a par.
Paige Pierce and Haley King with the only birdies of the day.
Katrina for a par save.
Oh,
Beautiful.
yeah.
And that's important to keep pace.
Solid.
Everyone else just tapping in the old pars.
Exhilarating.
Yeah, I need some, like, you got any waiting music on cue?
We don't have wind to talk about today, especially on the screen.
So we just shut up for once.
Oh, yeah. Hole 12. This is one of the more challenging tee shots, especially with the wind that we had. It was a right to left crosswind, and this out of bounds line on the right side. It's not always there. It is this year. There's also out of bounds on the left-hand side. You want to avoid this tree. A lot of people are going to throw a flex shot with an overstable disc, hoping to make sure they get enough turn on it to get it past this big tree and not hyzer out into the out of bounds, but also not turn it over or cut roll it. It's just a challenging tee shot, but it is reachable by everyone in the field.
Little low and early from Kristin, but that's fine for par.
Mm-hmm.
See if Katrina can pipe this line. Do you know what she's throwing?
Oh my, a pipeline.
Yeah.
God. She gets about 300 feet of distance on that shot. She'll still have a circle's edge putt on the elevated basket for her birdie.
I wonder if Emily's going kind of up and over.
Oh, out and around?
Yeah. This is risky with that OB line there. I wonder, yeah, maybe just trying to sneak around that tree just on the edge.
It pinches in almost underneath the tree on that side.
What great control and trust. Valerie kind of...
Oh, that's the only place you want to avoid.
She should have something. She's very close.
Yeah.
It's just kind of annoying
Chip up. Yep.
to be in the one tree in the fairway.
May not have a look at birdie. Great pitch up from Kristin. Yeah, she's forced to chip a sidearm up to the green.
I mean, she's only 65 feet away, though, so no problem. Katrina for a chance to tie it back up.
Ooh,
Ooh.
this is doable.
Yeah!
Wow.
Oh, what a great reaction, too, from Katrina.
Low left, barely any chains.
Let's see it again.
Yeah, I want to watch it skim around the backside of the basket. Nice follow through. Yes.
Look at her face. What a great putt.
Yeah, that was one of only 2 birdies on the day. Let's see if Emily can be the other one. Oh,
Just a touch low.
dead on line. The other was from Maria Oliva. That's a great birdie. Kristin taking the par. And
Tied up
yeah,
again.
again. Lead switch.
Keeping things interesting here on the last day of the Dynamic Disc Open. Let's check in, shall we? Got some geese in the background. Got some changes in the leaderboard. Paige Pierce 5 down through 13. That is stellar.
Yeah, hot.
So hot right now. Ella Hansen's 2 down. Emily Beach dropping to 5th, and Valerie in 9th, and kind of losing some ground. Not that many people under par, honestly. I've expected a few more.
Definitely, these conditions were pretty ideal, pretty normal for Kansas. This one had a light right to left crosswind with out of bounds all the way down the left and right hand side. The out of bounds on the left hand side comes into play really quickly because you're throwing a big hyzer to get to this green, and this ground doesn't have as much grass, so it's very skippy.
The right comes way less into play unless you absolutely shank one to the right or just turn it over too hard.
Yeah, if you had a headwind here, it'd be a lot more in your mind, but we did not today.
This is a Proline Torrent with great power. Oh, yeah.
Great ground play.
And that puts the pressure on Kristin, too. Kristin threw a Rive here yesterday. She's choosing to go Fortress today, which is what we saw her throw on hole 9. Very stable 10 speed. She doesn't make it look as stable as it is.
Yeah, it doesn't look like it's crashing or anything, and it doesn't even get crazy skips.
Yeah,
Just little normal skips.
just highlighting how much power she can put into the disc. And a great shot. She'll have a little bit longer putt for birdie than Katrina. This has to be a pretty tough kind of late flip and hyzer line.
Yeah.
Or she might go low left. We'll see.
Oh,
High left.
high left finds the hyzer, and that's great.
That's amazing. I thought there was more branches in the way.
Me too. And that's a skinny gap, though. Look how narrow it is.
That is definitely much harder for the left-handed player than the right. That was beautiful. And here is that kind of overturned play, but again, that cart path is so far right. And honestly, she gets the circle too, so must have been a stable disc.
Just a little short of the basket. Looking at about a 60-footer. That tail / right to left crosswind just drops it straight out of the air. Kristin having that crosswind to contend with.
Pretty big moment here with Katrina a little bit closer.
Oh. Man, dead center, just a wee bit high on the band.
Yeah, just a little bit of struggles on the putting green today from Kristin.
So close. Emily, after a great drive on this hole. I feel like that putter is made out of silly putty.
She's like, put her hand on her face, like. Katrina to take a one-stroke lead.
Yeah, another big moment on the green.
Yeah, she's connecting really well on her putts today.
Now going into the final 4 holes, Katrina in the lead.
Yeah, and Paige and Ella not really close enough to catch them, I don't think.
No.
Kind of just a 2-horse race for the top.
The crowd was so spectacular today. Just the energy from you all was just amazing. I love you, Oregon!
Hole 14 is one of the bigger changes out at this property. Par 5, various gaps you can take off the tee, and then you are going as far down here as possible. OB all the way along the left. It's also on the right, and it kind of tightens as we get farther down here. You want your second shot to land somewhere in this area, closer to that big tree, or this low stone wall is better. That's with 2 amazing shots, by the way. And then OB green over here on the left, and the OB kind of wraps close to the basket. It's one of the few on a hillside where rolls can kind of come into play. That fence line on the right also kind of comes into play if you start to play the right-hand side. So it's kind of just off the tee, you're deciding left-hand side the whole way, right-hand side the whole way.
You're wanting to get some good distance off the tee. That's the most important thing.
I think that is the distance line. A turnover shot through that gap.
But it's scary because you're kind of throwing towards OB, and the fairway does slope down from right to left, and it's a golf fairway, so it's super slick.
Yeah, very skippy. Oh, wow.
Love that.
Yeah, never seen anyone take that gap. Makes sense. Being left-handed to just go safe hyzer, though, and she's way down there.
She'll be wide open on her second shot, and she'll be able to get right where Erika said that you should be landing on your second shot, or maybe even farther.
This is kind of the safe right-hand play, just a hyzer, but not safe enough.
No.
She gets caught up early.
That is going to make the second shot very difficult.
Yeah, boy, that's just a bummer. Valerie hitting the line nice and wide and letting the stability of the disc just bring it back towards the center. It's a great shot. Not trying to bite off too much when you choose those hyzer routes.
She was probably stuck up in the tree, marked it underneath her lie, and she'll have to kind of get low on this shot.
And when you're going out this way, you really have to push farther over that out of bounds fence to get the distance. These trees make a pretty low ceiling and they are pretty dense.
Yeah, her next shot's going to be very difficult too because she's kind of pinned right in the middle of all those trees. She'll have to throw something skinny over out of bounds to get any distance and save this par.
Yeah, Katrina really rewarded taking the gap she did with such a perfect line. This looks like a slower speed disc and she's getting all the way down there. Let's see, that was an SP Rift. I believe it's one of her Tour Series discs.
Ooh, love this line from Valerie. Big turnover, trying to get a lot of distance, and it sits down perfectly.
Beautiful.
She will be blind on her next shot to the green, as will Katrina, but she's got so much distance that it's less than 300 feet left to the green.
Yeah, and they're kind of throwing hyzers over the safe part of the green. Oh no, it's nice and stable. I thought it was 2-turn, but actually that is awesome.
That's great.
So Kristin, again, gonna have to go out and right, probably out over this OB fence line and then come back in. And it always looks so risky. Like,
Yes.
even though it was fine, you throw that shot and you're like, oh man.
It was a little more open than I was expecting over there. I thought she was more pinched than that. But man, that was still such a scary shot.
Yeah, that was very well executed. But she's playing for par, whereas Katrina has a chance to get a birdie here. She's going the same disc a third time.
That's not quite enough on it. Just a little bit high and short and left. But she'll have a downhill look at a birdie putt right around 40 feet.
It's so weird. I was up there yesterday, and you are looking so far down at it.
Yes. And then the wind is coming at a headwind from that angle. So it's hard to putt downhill with the wind pushing down on the top of your disc the whole way.
Absolutely. Look at this park job from Emily for a tap-in birdie. She played that hole really well. It was cool to see the line she takes. Valerie, with a little bit more of a straight look at it.
Yeah, you're wanting to land basically in between those two big trees you can see deep.
That's fading too much.
Yeah. And it's also going to be on the short side where Katrina is.
But she's still in bounds. Left with that same tricky putt. We'll see what they decide to do up there. When I was up there, I thought maybe I should take a knee, especially with that wind. I didn't. I soared right over it. But I made the comebacker, so that's good. Little chip shot from Kristin. Perfect.
Oh, yeah. Great recovery from that early tree.
I mean,
She'll have
2
a
tree hits.
Yeah, she'll have a tap-in par.
Oh my gosh.
Living on the edge.
Yeah, both her and Katrina very close to out of bounds. So Valerie, checking your footing. You're not allowed to have any part of your body touching the out of bounds.
Wow.
Oh, wow, what a birdie.
Such a great putt from up there.
Just such like a low, direct drive. Yeah, let's see it again. GK replay.
Oh, yeah. I love this angle.
Yeah, you can really see how downhill it is.
Yes. With the little hyzer into the
Beautiful.
chains. Wow. That's a good one. Katrina from a similar distance for birdie. Dang, making it look easy.
Yeah. Just a little stepper. She must have been just outside the circle.
Hey, 3 birdies on the lead card.
Yeah, that's really good.
Tap and par from Kristin, and that's
2-stroke difference.
Yeah. Still 3 to play, and a lot of stuff can happen on these holes. Even this one at 350, it's slightly uphill, so it does play a little longer than that 350, and the out of bounds on the right-hand side forces you to commit to throwing over the top. If you don't, you can snake something up the left-hand side, but the out of bounds will come into play if you hyzer out early. There is a pretty brutal drop zone if you don't land in bounds here.
Pro line hurricane. That's a little earlier than I think she wanted.
Yep.
And yeah, it hits that tree.
That tree's brutal because it can kick out of bounds from there, but it looks like it sat down.
And the drop zone is just awful if you go out of bounds. It's scary to trust your disc as a right-handed player out of bounds the entire way.
Yes. Especially it was a left to right crosswind, so if you show the underside of your disc, you could easily not come back.
I'm only kind of flirting with that OB line, but she's safe and probably just outside circle 2. Maybe 80 feet, actually.
Valerie been very comfortable with distance drives today. I think we'll see her go way over the OB, no problem.
Yeah, that's the line you want. It just needs to work its way back. Like so.
Yeah, she's getting that 330 foot mark very easily.
Oh, yeah, super
Very
easily.
controlled.
For some reason, I feel like this one plays
it does.
farther than 350.
It does. It's uphill.
Yeah, I guess it is. It is a little uphill. You don't see very many people land inside the circle.
Nope.
Most birdies on this are going to be from circle 2. Look at this power, though. Kristin finding the circle.
It says 28% of the field got into circle 1, which is
wow.
Yeah, 5 or 6 people.
I mean, again, we're playing with 50% of the field, so all of our elite distance players probably a part of that.
That's true. And there's like 5 or 6 of them. That makes sense.
Katrina just floating a little upshot there. Kristin's going to have a chance to get a stroke back. Emily from almost 90 feet. Lays up nicely for her par. Similar distance, a little bit farther than we saw Valerie just make for birdie.
Just a little early, little short, but it was a great line.
Kristin for birdie.
Look at the gallery so still.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. 25% of the field getting birdies on this hole today. That blows my mind.
Very cool.
Man, only one stroke between the two leaders going into the last 3 holes.
It's
That's
truly been
exciting.
Yeah, very dramatic this entire time. And the last 3 holes are probably some of the bigger score separators, too.
100%.
16 especially. This is it, the island hole. We are going from the same tee pad as MPO, a full 320 feet, 318 of which is water carry. You can lay up to the right and try to play safe. The nice thing is if you do go in the water or out of bounds, the drop zone is pretty easy to save your bogey from.
Yeah, it's very forgiving.
I feel like it's going to be a little bit of match play here. Like, you know.
See what she does.
Yeah, see what Kristin does might dictate what Katrina does.
There is a little bit of a right to left crosswind, kind of switching to head every once in a while. Kristin's pretty comfortable at this distance, though.
This is a Pioneer, and it looks amazing.
Yes, very linear. She's inside the circle. It is a death putt.
I'm so interested to see what Katrina chooses because she does have a stroke.
Oh, she's going to lay up.
Yep.
That surprises me so much. I would have thought she would have gone for it.
It's so risky. But the thing is,
This is hard, too.
this is also, it's not like the easiest
and look where
par in the world.
Look where she lands, too. She has that low-hanging tree branch in the way of her approach.
Yep. It's a sketchy little upshot, but at least it's pretty calm right now.
That is her bread and butter, though, like we said earlier. She's very comfortable from that distance.
Oh, this looks pretty good. It just needs to chill on the green. Come on. Ah, almost. Me and Madison on the water, honking it up.
Just making noise. Look at us.
There we are. Oh, that's a little too low. Maybe get a skip.
Ooh, that was pretty short. Never quite had a chance, but like we said, that drop zone is very forgiving. She'll move up the fairway. Katrina for her second shot.
Yeah, really tough look here.
This scares me more than the drive almost.
But she is the best at these little standstill putter shots. Like,
I mean, that's
like the
good.
least stressful thing I've ever seen.
Yeah. Like, no problem at all.
And again, kind of putting pressure on Kristin, who's one stroke behind. Does she have to run it? Does she lay up and take the par? Ooh. Here's that drop zone. Forgiving, but still, test your nerves a bit. It's a good shot from Emily.
This plate is the most difficult hole of the day. You can see why.
We do have to give a quick shout out to Chloe Alice, who threw it in during the last round for an ace. What an amazing shot.
Yeah, air shot ace.
Kristin for a 2. Oh, no.
Oh. Holy moly.
That's one of those ones where I feel like you want to go for it, and then your body's like, no.
Why are we doing this? Mm-hmm. But man, that checks up so nicely.
She's surprised it's in.
I mean, really, that shouldn't check up the way it did. That was amazing.
I mean, it was way too soft.
And it was very flat, though, when it landed there.
Mm-hmm. So, really a fortunate break. And Katrina still has to earn this putt. It's not a gimme. Oh.
What?
That's a terrible break.
That was... That's brutal.
Yeah, wow. For Kristin to stay in and Kat not to is
Crazy.
yeah.
This is, again, I want to reiterate why I do not like baskets this close to out of bounds. I think it's not
Yeah,
cool.
I've
Not
never been
cool
a fan.
That did not deserve to be that punishing. Ugh.
Man, from par to double bogey in just like 1 second, all of a sudden, Kristin has the stroke.
Crazy.
I mean, hole 16 is basically just drama all wrapped up in a disc golf hole.
That's what they want. Mission accomplished. Hole 17 is a hole that can be eagled, can be birdied, also can be bogeyed. You want to throw your first drive up this fairway. They took away the out of bounds line on the left-hand side, which is great because it allows us to open up on the drives and not have to worry too much. Your second shot's going to be somewhere around this corner if you are a mere mortal, but these ladies can push a little bit deeper on their drives. Your fourth shot will be up to the green. You have to contend with all those trees. Very park style golf. There is out of bounds that comes in close on the left-hand side at the cart path right around circle's edge. Some people with the less aggressive wind today could be going the right side and try to go big eagle drive over out of bounds, but
They did tighten up the out of bounds. That makes that a much riskier shot than it used to be. I mean, Kristin
Wow.
is set up to do it if she wants, though.
Yeah,
That was a huge shot with her grace.
she doesn't even have to cheat the right side. She just gets past
She
all
just
of it.
throws to it
Yeah.
normally.
Yeah.
This does set up pretty well, I think, for Emily as a left-handed player to get huge distance. That is a little high and early, though.
Kind of a scary shot, though, because it's sloping down left to right.
I mean, it's definitely like a technical flex shot, which she's really good at.
Really having to gauge
Yeah.
the landing.
Yeah, I didn't say it was easy. It's
Yeah.
just possible to get really far with the shape of the fairway.
Yep.
Versus something like this that
Yep.
kind of fades out and gets trapped from Valerie. Another big moment, one of many during this round.
Yeah, she's going to have to get really aggressive off the tee here and really push the birdie now that we know that Kristin's way down there.
This is a Proline Torrent that, again, gets a little caught up. She can still birdie it, but Kristin could maybe eagle it.
Yeah, there was a left to right wind, and maybe Katrina was trying to play that and try to get it to carry right a little bit more, but once you get into those trees, it blocks it pretty well.
Oh, this is a huge shot.
Yeah, this is where lefties shine.
It's still going. All the way to the corner. It is better to kind of cut in towards that out of bounds golf green and shorten the hole, but she's way down there. We'll have a straight shot.
Dang, I didn't realize Valerie funneled all the way through the other side of the trees.
Yeah, this is pretty brutal. And it looks like she's trying to... She could just lay up and then throw across, but it looks like she's trying to get over to the left and take the out of bounds as much out of play as possible. Not a bad effort.
No, she can still get a birdie from there.
Right. So Katrina with a much better look than Valerie. Looks like she can even get a bit of a run-up going here.
She's just going to play over the out of bounds just a little bit, but get right to the other side.
This is huge.
Wait,
She's going... Yeah, she went across.
she went...
All the way over. She went all the way over. She'll have an easy birdie.
Oh my God. That was very risky.
I know. Did you see that
Very good.
footwork too?
Yeah.
Like in those little plants grabbing at her ankles. That was
That's a great shot.
a really high quality shot. Kristin, I wonder if she's going for it here.
She's lining up the sidearm.
Oh, she's going for it.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my God.
That was so low.
Wow. I know. I thought it was going to hit the boards.
Me too.
And she's got a circle 2 look for eagle. Wow. This is how you do it. This is how you play this game.
Silver's freaking out. Oh.
Valerie's third shot going across.
Trying to go between these trees.
I really like this hole.
Me too. It's a great hole, especially for FPO.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect
Oh,
distance.
beautiful. Kisses the pole. Parked for birdie. Wow, look at how far Emily is up here. That's her second shot. She throws it low and looks unhappy, but it gets a ton of ground play and gets to circle two.
This grass was thick. That was some nice skips. Katrina with her third shot somehow, even after that drive. Wow.
Yeah.
Chipping up.
Kristin with an eagle bid.
Yeah, after
Going, like, I feel like we need to name this wide straddle after her. The Kristin straddle.
Go. Just a wee bit short. Not much she could do there, though, under those branches. Man. I love seeing eagles, potential eagles on the card.
Yeah, it's always
so
exciting.
Especially, like, they're in contention for the win right now, and they're just going to get eagles. Wow.
Yeah, big putt after that short upshot to get a birdie. Well done from Emily.
Yes.
Both Emily and Valerie finding some good birdies here, kind of in the end of the round.
Yeah, let's watch this again. GK replay.
Spins it right in. Love that.
Yes. There were 48% of the field with birdies today.
Awesome.
Way to go, field.
Katrina for birdie. Whoa.
Yeah, this is so exciting.
One hole to go.
And look at it's so calm over here. 18 though, we're gonna have the wind back. It's for some reason it's always windy on hole 18. I don't know what it is about that situation on the course.
All right, hole 18 is a par 3, 347 feet. You have to carry the water for, what, 250, 60, something like that. It is a hyzer the whole way. You are going to this elevated pin that's super risky to run any kind of putt. Even if you're inside the circle, like you can end up 3-putting in a hot second.
Yep.
There's out of bounds left that can come into play if you really saw something off as well.
The wind is right to left, though. And
Yeah, helpful wind.
We did see some people, though, trying to go. I think we saw Kristin yesterday try to go big hyzer, and her disc got blown out of bounds left. So it's really gauging your disc angle and keeping it flat so it doesn't do that. And we see her correct it so well.
That's that fortress again. So low and linear to circle two's edge.
I think she wanted a little bit more on that.
Yeah.
She can reach this hole all day.
And we've seen Kat reach this hole and win on this hole in the past. She's throwing an SP pipeline.
Pretty calm conditions right now. Oh,
That looks good.
yeah, she's...
Come on back. Come on back.
Ooh, big flex.
Wow. So Katrina in position to tie it up.
Just inside the circle, looking up at it, though. That's where you want to be putting
it's
here.
Perfect. You don't want to be putting down at the water. Kristin likely going to lay up. That would be kind of a crazy putt to run. I guess you never know, though.
Yeah. Are we looking at maybe a playoff here?
Yeah.
It's setting up.
If Kristin lays up and Katrina makes it.
And that is a really challenging lefty drive.
Yeah.
Emily skirting through those trees and getting way down there.
Valerie is a little early and high. She's headed towards out of bounds. But
Ooh.
I think it checks up just before.
Yep, just in time.
Yep, gets the green. Emily, I'm sure, just laying up here. It's honestly kind of a sketchy layup on the hill. Like, you can catch the bricks and roll, you know?
Yep. That's a great layup, though. She's done. It feels good to finish this tournament. Some of the most stressful
she did a really good back nine.
Totally. Some of the most stressful golf we play all year.
Valerie with a great layup for par as well.
Yeah, Kristin from a little too far to run it. She's probably laying up. Yep.
So, ball is in Katrina's court.
Yeah, she's forcing her to make this circle's edge putt.
To push the playoff. More like 25.
Oh, yeah, it's definitely inside.
But elevated. I mean, that's so uphill.
dead center, just a little bit high.
At least it's high, and it had a chance.
Yeah, it sat
What
down
a battle, though, the entire time.
Look at Kristin, back to back now.
Back-to-back wins. Man,
What a great performance from Katrina and a great battle today on the final round.
yeah, Katrina's still with one of the hot rounds of the day, catching Kristin, taking the lead multiple times. But story of the day, Kristin Tattar, second win in as many weeks.
Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for your 2022 Dynamic Disc Open champion, Kristin Tattar. Congratulations, great tournament. Kristin, a phenomenal victory this week. The first 3 rounds, incredibly strong wins. Today with the wind down, you found yourself in a bit of a chess match with Katrina Allen. Talk to us about those momentum swings back and forth.
Yeah, I was really struggling with putting today, and I mean, Katrina played awesome like she always does, so I knew it's going to be a tough round, but I fought hard until the end.
Yeah, in the beginning you had made a few mistakes with the forehand, which we were not accustomed to seeing, but then hole 10 came and you threw a beautiful flex sidearm and parked it under the basket. Talk to us about that halfway point in the round and how it affected your energy.
Well, I just kept telling myself I just have to keep going. Nothing is over until until the last putt is in, and I mean, it was tough. It was tough, and at times I was like, Jesus, what am I doing? But yeah, I just kept going.
Well, congratulations again on a phenomenal victory. What's next for you?
Heading back home, just a little vacation, and then come back later in summer.
Enjoy.
Thanks.
Yeah, I think Kristin Tattar deserves a little break after
Yeah.
winning multiple events, never doing worse than third place. I think she played 6 Elite Series.
Yep.
Or maybe one of those was the silver.
And top 3 in all of them. And
Yeah.
look at all the green on this back 9. That is astounding.
Yeah.
These
So
back-
clean.
Yep, these back 9 holes are not easy, but we see the lead card shine. No surprise. Kristin, the cleanest.
And yeah, and Emily Beach getting some birdies at the end to move her back up for a tie for third with Ella Hansen, who shot 3 down on the day. What a great round.
Yep, everyone around even par, and that is what we were thinking in calm conditions would be about normal for the field, and to stay in the top 10.
A little hot goose action on the bottom there.
Ooh, baby, honk. Love seeing the emotion from Kristin on the green.
Yeah.
We hope you guys enjoyed it as well. Thanks again to our flying VIP members. You guys are what keeps the wheel spinning here, or the disc flying.
Keeps the honks rolling.
It's $10 a month, and it supports FPO footage and your 2 hot geese. We hope you enjoyed watching the Dynamic Disc Open. Big win from Kristin. We'll see her later this summer. In the meantime, we have a week off.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. Awesome. We'll be back at OTB. We'll be doing a live stream for the VIP members. Thanks for hanging out. Join us on the next one. I'm Erika Stinchcomb.
I'm Madison Walker. We are your 2 hot geese.
Honk.